Hello there, I'm Tiggy from 9 Feet Tall. I'm really pleased today to be joined by Sara Ewen from Ashurst, where she's Head of Data Analytics and Governance. So we're going to talk today about the importance of data for law firms and particularly focus on prioritising data and making sure that the strategy is embedded across the firm by educating teams about potential uses for data. So can I start off, Sara, with asking you about how a data strategy supports the overall business strategy for a law firm?
Yep, sure, Tiggy. I think, first of all, it should be said that should be its main aim. We shouldn't be doing anything in the firm that, certainly within the data strategy, that is actually going against the business strategy or not supporting it. So, you have to constantly ask yourself, by doing this thing here, am I supporting the business strategy? The business strategy should always be the catalyst for it. So the way that I like to think about it, if you look at the outcomes of your business strategy, okay, what are the measures that are needed to be able to achieve that, and how can data and analytics support that? And what capabilities do we need? So by looking at the current situation you're in, what don't you have to be able to do that? So, an example would be, for instance, if your business strategy says it wants to retain the best people. So what if a line manager was able to have a 360-degree view of their staff? And that way they could see what training they attended, their engagement on internal social media, sick leave patterns, recognition, past appraisals, all of these things. And that would really give that picture to the manager to be able to help predict when maybe somebody was burning out or when they're disengaged. And therefore we can put those interventions in. So by, that's one of your business outcomes of your business strategy, and what can data do to support that? And we have to do that with all of the outcomes, really. And there's definitely a space there for not only, your very traditional things, but actually looking at something out of the box as well to help support too.
I think it's really good to talk about practical examples of where data can support decision making, or where it can support actually getting to the outcome which you just mentioned there. So why do you think not all law firms have a defined data strategy?
I think there's probably a number of reasons. So I think, legal firms aren't necessarily the most forward thinking of industries. I know that's changing very much with new law and with products coming out of law firms, that sort of thing. But we've got a lot of technical and data debt to go over. We've not really thought about it for a long time. I think ultimately a lot of law firms don't necessarily see the value in data, and they don't always understand that what they're sitting on is a really rich seam of data that they have. All this data they've collected over the years, whether it's matter data or billing data, HR data, whatever it is, it's a really rich pot of data that we have. But that's not always noticed. So if you're a firm that is making profit year on year on year, you maybe don't see the need to actually change anything there. And we've spoken about that efficiency and innovation balance before, that I think a data strategy can deliver both. But I think there are times when firms don't necessarily see they have to do that. So if they're looking at efficiencies, if they want to get efficiency gains, they maybe look at the low-hanging fruit first. Okay, can we have a out-of-city office, or can we, instead of having secretaries, we have just a pool, a pool of admin staff that we can use. So that's the kind of low-hanging fruit there, but they don't maybe think that data could help with that efficiency as well. And I think sorry, on you go.
I was just going to say, or that it's too hard, because we see firms who've tried to create a data strategy, and actually engaging is difficult and it's taken a long time. So therefore, sometimes those pieces of work have been stopped or paused.
Yeah, it's certainly not a quick fix, that's for sure. And it needs a lot of money put into it. So, it's that balance between, do I spend all this money over here to make some benefits here, or actually do I just not bother and leave it for another year or two?
Yeah. The
downside is things get worse in that time.
Well, thank you so much, Sara, for this quick conversation. Some really good insights in there. And thank you to everyone else for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the week.
Thank you.